course, the market moves when I mean, I still would have missed it. Yeah. Yeah, I would have missed about 3 ticks. Still would have missed it. But honestly, I want to kind of see what happens. I don't want to see what happens. I don't. The market has made and mm. I mean, it started off as a bearish trend, but then it ended as a bullish range. The market literally recovered and I'm not saying anything. Hey, what's up, Culture Estate? I'm not saying anything. I'm just grabbing. I'm just capturing data. That's yeah. No problem. But how are you doing tonight? Were you able to catch that FOMC move tonight? 24, 195, or earlier today? 75. All right, so I think I've captured everything. All right, so we grabbed shit. We got one more. Damn, we got 2 more days. It's already Wednesday. It's already Wednesday. Okay. Mm, damn. Mm, damn. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to I wasn't able to trade today. I had an appointment that just takes all day, and usually this appointment takes forever. So I was able to capture something before leaving out from the appointment, but obviously the money was made after Powell made his trading decision, or not his trading decision, his monetary policy decision. So gold went absolutely crazy. It seemed like everything just went crazy. All the pent up energy from all the uncertainty was just released all in one moment. Gold, ES, Nasdaq, just yeah. Mm. Oh, and as I was reviewing the charts, this is something that I speak about a lot, about how no matter what the news, or I don't pay attention to news because I have an understanding that news just facilitates the trade. And we had we had two trades. So both of the trades that we was looking for in yesterday's NA meeting was actually hit today. We actually had two good winners. The first trade, we was first looking for price to pull back to about 455 and 435, and we was looking for a follow-up trade at 375 to about 355. And we had two great winners. This was about a 90-point trade right here. I think it bounced literally, yeah, right there at, I think this was at 55 exactly. Oh wow. And then we had this move right here, 375, and it hit 375 exactly, almost a tick and drawdown, and captured this move. So we had two great winners, and then the market did all this craziness. Like I said, I wish I was in front of my desk to be a part of this damn thing, because, of course, the one FOMC meeting that I'm not at my desk, this is what happens. So, uh, well, I guess we're just going to focus on the reaction tomorrow. Uh, if you watched the FOMC meeting today, Powell has stated that we should expect at least two more rate cuts this year. What does that actually mean for the market? What does that mean for the labor market? Well, with these interest rates going down, it makes money cheaper. And because money is so expensive right now, you're seeing a lot of companies restructuring, and they're cutting the fat. The first thing that we saw was the DEI and the inclusive and diversity section of a lot of firms. They were the first to go. And it kind of is just one of those things where it's like, if you want job security, you don't want to be hired based on what you look like and who you are, because a lot of people found out the hard way that when the money gets tight, these businesses, uh, they say that we're all a family one moment when the money is good, and when the money starts looking funny, well, you're going to be the first one that they let go. So, uh, and those individuals found that out the hard way. So you don't ever want to be hired based on what you look like and what group you identify with. You want to be hired because you're a competent person and you know how to do your job. And you can. fill a role. So now that money is a little bit cheaper, I mean, it was only a 25 basis cut. That's not necessarily, I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not. Uh, I think the market was speculating, or the market was hoping for an emergency 50 basis point cut, and you can see that in the next meeting, the market is speculating that we will see a another 25 basis point cut here. So I guess 12% of people feel that we might it may stay the same, or Powell may stay steady at the current rate, but it's highly likely that we should see another 25 basis point cut going into the next meeting. But we do have job data tomorrow. If the job data is still deteriorating, if we're starting to see a lot more jobs being lost, we can definitely see a bullish reaction from the market, because what the market participants is going to speculate is that if we're continuously seeing an increase of weekly unemployment claims, which means that people are no longer employed and they're filing for unemployment benefits, market participants will feel that this should signal to Powell that uh, the 25 basis points is not aggressive enough, and that he's going to need to implement a 50% emergency, or 50 basis point emergency cut. So we'll see what the data comes tomorrow. It's highly likely, if it's, because I believe it was what, 2 Thursdays ago we was at 260,000, which is a lot of jobs, which is a lot of unemployment claims. And if we see more than that, let's actually look and see what the market is speculating, because instead of just talking about it, we can just actually look at and see what the market expects for tomorrow. Yeah, so the market is expecting, so yeah, the previous week was 263,000. This was this is actually a hot print right here. This is a hot print, what would be considered a hot print. And if we see 260, 270 tomorrow, we can definitely see a bullish continuation, because now the market's going to think, now, I mean, Powell has to cut rates. This is a part of his mandate. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. The market's expecting 240,000 tomorrow, which, let's be real, they're not going to probably see a $240,000 or $1,000, 240,000 unemployment claims. It's going to probably see a lot more than that, because of the current state of the economy. Uh, my algorithm is showing me a bunch of truckers getting out of the game right now. And we all know that truckers are the backbone of the economy. So if truckers are feeling this, then we know that everybody else is going to feel it. We know that, or at least we should. So we'll see what we get tomorrow. Yeah, I think so too. And I appreciate that culture estate. Have a good night, man. I was actually talking about my mom, talking about my mom. I was actually talking to my mom this evening. It was her birthday. Today is her birthday. And she was telling me that sometimes she tunes into the stream and she watches, and she was like, she's really proud of me, because I become very knowledgeable about the stock market. And I told her, I said, you know what? And then she asked me how much I'm getting paid for doing this, right? And I told her, I'm not getting paid anything. I didn't like so I didn't like the ads. I don't want you guys being bombarded with ads that, and then especially with ads that I don't even know what kind of ads you guys are seeing. I see a lot of Tradeify stuff, and I'm not affiliated with any of those firms, and I don't want any of that. I mean, unless, like I said, I'm affiliated with them and we have a partnership, then I don't want random brands being flashed on this stream. And so I told her, I was like, I don't make anything because I don't monetize the stream at all. I don't turn the monetization on because I'm not here to promote anybody's brand. I can definitely be a partner, but I'm not like, hey, go get a Tradeify account or a Top Step account or whatever account just cause. Like, no, that's not how I roll. That's not how I do things. I'm not here to build somebody else's dream. And you know that you're just an affiliate if you're promoting somebody else's brand and they don't turn around and they don't promote your brand. Uh, I came to this conclusion a very long time ago. I was My eyes were open, and as crazy as this sounds, the reason or the situation that opened my eyes to this was actually a situation with LeBron James. LeBron James is probably, I mean, is probably, he is the face of the NBA. Right. I think he may be entering his last year. I think Luka Doncic is probably going to be the next face of the NBA because he's so young, he's talented, and he's on the Lake Show, which is, if for those that don't know, the Lakers is the most prominent and most popular basketball brand, and Luka Doncic to the Lakers was not done accidentally; it was done purposely. We should all know that by now. But every time LeBron gets on that court, on his jersey is other brands, but none of his businesses is on his journey on his jersey. And just one day I just picked up on that. I was like, that's so crazy. LeBron, like none of his businesses or his brands that he has is he can't even wear that on his jersey when he's on the court. But he's promoting other brands. Obviously, the attention is on LeBron James, but when you look at LeBron James' jersey, you see what is it called? Crypto.com, whatever other brands that they have on the jersey at the time. And I was like, you know what? I'm not here to do that. I'm just not here to do that. If crypto.com is going to promote my brand and we're promoting each other's brand, that's equivalent exchange. And I have no problem with that. I don't have a problem with being a partner. If I'm promoting, as an example, Tradeify, and Tradeify promotes my brand on their streams, I have no problem with that. But I'm not here for a one-sided deal where I'm promoting a Tradeify account. Oh, go to Tradeify. They're so great. Use my code. And Tradeify, I'm just an employee that they pay. So it's like, no, that's not what I'm here for. And I was explaining that to my mom, and I was like, I think this will be my second year on YouTube, I think. And I told her that actually I created the channel December of 2023. So I've had it for a year and 9 months. Yeah, a year and 9 months. And I told her, I was like, I want to do my own thing. I want to grow my own brand. I'm still new in this game. I don't expect to blow up immediately because all the big names they put in their time, and now they're reaping the rewards for the time and effort that they put in. I mean, your Patrick's, Matt's by Trey, or Trey's by Matt, those names. I mean, they didn't just enter the game. I mean, they've been doing this for many of years. And they're just cashing in on their investment because now they're like the face of this community. And that's how I intend to do this. I intend to do this the slow way. I don't want anybody to say that uh, they had a hand in my success. Now, when it comes to you guys, guys that come in, support the stream, watch, make money with us, it is you guys. So, like when we work together, that's how this stream is going to um, grow because it's not just me; it's a combination between me and you. But I always hated the idea if someone was like, "Yeah, I'll promote your stream and I'll bring followers over to your stream, and but you gotta do that." You're like, no, I'm not. I'm not. I was never that type of guy. I'll do it the hard way. I like it the hard way anyway. Pause. I like doing things a more challenging way. I feel like I learn more by doing everything and then delegating the task when I don't need to do it anymore. Because if I don't do it this way, then how am I supposed to pass this, the skill set? How am I supposed to pass this brand on to my children and to allow them to grow and use this brand? 'Cause that was something else I was talking to my mom about was my children are about to become adults. As crazy as that sounds. They're almost adults. And I don't want to I would hate the idea of not being able to pass down generational wealth to them and have them go and have to clock in on somebody else's dream because when it's put into that perspective, every time you clock into somebody else's clock, I mean, you're basically clocking into somebody else's dream because you haven't taken the time to dream up your own. And once you have a dream, you can have employees that help you build that dream, turn that dream into a reality and maintain that dream. That's what employees are. They're maintenance. They're maintenance workers on other people's dream. And that's not how I see myself. And that's not the life or the mindset that I want to pass on to my kids. And speaking of that, as crazy as that sound, right after I got done talking to my mom about that, I saw this TikTok video. And this is kind of weird that TikTok kind of recommended this video, but it was this video of this dude, and he said that he owns this company. I forgot what he does. Forgot what he does, but this company involves being around rich kids or wealthy or kids that are a part of wealthy families. And what he said was very eye opening. It's children of wealthy families. They're taught how to be the future leaders of whatever respective country that they're from. They're taught about human psychology. They're taught property and real estate management. They're taught about 401. They're taught 401ks and building wealth. And he was like, "Yeah, my kids got taught about dinosaurs and history and Christopher Columbus and all kind of other worthless shit that doesn't benefit them in any way." And then it made me think about what I was taught, and I was like, "Huh, I wasn't taught anything that would be able to grow my wealth when I was going through school." I had to go out and learn those things on my own. So it's kind of interesting how different the world is based on what's quote unquote social class that you're a part of. So it was a very interesting conversation that I had with my mom for sure. But mom, if you're out there watching, mm, I definitely appreciated that conversation that we had because it really got me thinking. It really did. I mean, I've already had these ideas in my mind anyway. I think I've shared this with you guys, but the mission of this, the mission on the stream is obviously, uh, I just want to give this community something different. Now, I understand that they are those that want to be a part of the community. They prefer the illusion. They don't care if their favorite guru is scamming them. They just like the idea of being part of a community, and they're free to have that. But the mission here is to be authentic, to be to show how to really make money in this market, to really make money. I mean, the amount of trades that we get here, we don't look for scalps. We actually look for trades here. Trades, make money consistently, get payouts. That's the mission here. To actually learn about why things are happening, why the market is moving, and get rid of all the fluff and all the unnecessary stuff that does not matter. And once my children become of age, where they have to defend for themselves, I want to be able to pass this thing on to them. And I will. I will. And I got two freaking little daughters that's gonna. I need to make as much money as possible because you already know. It's like at towards the. Well, I don't want to use the word end because I'm still young, but I have two little girls now that, as they get older, they become more expensive. So I definitely have to stay on my P's and Q's and on my toes about things because if you're a girl dad, you know that every year things just becomes more expensive, more and more and more expensive. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Ruckhead. Yo, Gold is she's a bad. I mean, she's the baddest, man. She's the baddest. I mean, look at what Gold did, man. This is what Gold did yesterday. And you want to know something different, or not something different? You want to know something funny? So yesterday, remember when I told you that Gold missed my entry by a couple of ticks? You see that she came all the way back and filled that order, and then she dumped. And I think dude, I really think that this was like a message from the universe because I told myself that if I just leave my limit here, then, I can make this money and be happy. Right. But I was like, nah, I wanted to brute force and, and just make that $100. That's what I chose. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that, anyway. So it misses me by a tick. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, this pissed me off because it did piss me off, man. It really did piss me off. Just for the freaking Gold to come back and fill the limit anyway and then super dumps from there. And I'm like, dude, okay, fine, 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 fine. Obviously, the universe wants me to do it the right way. It wants me to do it the right way. Fine, I'll do it the right way. And then I had another limit sitting here at 43 too, but then I took it off thinking like, oh, it's not even going to hit it. And then it hits it perfectly. Well, I mean, I would have been 9 ticks in drawdown, but it hit 43 perfectly. And I was like, man, Gold is the baddest bitch in the game right now. I don't care what nobody says. She's better than NQ. She's better than NQ. I said it. She's the baddest bitch. NQ wishes that she does the things that Gold does. Gold is literally the only instrument that moves like the NQ, but it will stop at structure. Like you don't have to worry about overshooting with Gold. Like that's what makes Gold so great to trade. I don't know. I mean, Alfred, you say that she's poisonous, dude. I don't know how. I mean, I tell you how to trade her. You can't trade her like she's the NQ. You can't just get into it. Like, you can't buy it as it goes up. You have to buy it as it goes down, and you have to sell it as it goes up. You can get away with that on the Nasdaq because that's how the Nasdaq trades, but you can't get away with that on gold because gold will hurt your feelings every time if you trade her like that. Like, if you trade it as it goes up and you're heavy, gold will pull back. Now, I mean, you can get lucky and be a part of moves like this. I mean, you can get lucky, but if you just buy and sell at support and demand with gold, it's the easiest money to make. It's literally the easiest money. I had, where was that? I took this trade this morning. I took this, or what was that trade? Where was it at? Where was it at? I took this trade this morning. I copy traded 5 accounts and made about $1,200 in all of them. This actually, let's look at that. Let's look at that. Let's look at that because my Apex is like, dude, this guy hasn't Apex. Dude, Apex is like, this guy went from blowing accounts and he don't even blow accounts anymore. Yeah, Apex, I'm coming for that payout. I'm coming for that payout, Apex. You better watch out. I'm coming for it. That's interesting. Actually, okay. So this is my Apex accounts, or let me see if I can make this bigger. Yeah, so this is my Apex accounts, and you can see that I'm holding these accounts more than a week. So my goal of trading properly, trading proper size is working out. And obviously I've had this account for, or 178 for 30 days. I had this account 176 for 13, and I'm just gradually growing. I'm copy trading, I think these 3 accounts right here with gold. Yeah, I'm copy trading these 3. And I was able to make some money this morning, and just gradually growing these accounts over freaking time. Because shit, the reason why I would buy so many of these accounts is because I would gamble and blow them, and now it feels like, why do I even need all these accounts? Because I really don't. I don't need these accounts because of, I mean, I just trade them properly now, so I'm not blowing them as soon as I get them. Yeah, I appreciate that, Cave Trader. No, no, Alfred, that's the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is, if you buy it as it goes down, it'll keep going down. Gold is really good at Gold is really good at stopping as because I mean, look, this is probably the most volatile time that, or this is probably the most volatile that gold will move, and that's during inflationary data. And we had the biggest inflationary data this month is FOMC, and every point stopped at a support and resistance level. Every dude, it did not overshoot, not one bit. Like I said, this level right here, it literally went to my original entry and dumped. Literally. And then it came to this area, right here and pumped. And then it swept this high, then dumped. And then it went back to this area. And now it's pumping. Gold is the baddest bitch. You can't like, dude. I won't accept anything other than that. Gold is if you want to be successful, gold is that instrument. I don't think I can say it enough. I really can't say that enough. And the great thing about gold is if you're properly sized and you have because you can get 90 ticks on gold easily. And a 45 tick stop on gold is an over exaggeration. However, even though I don't use the 45 ticks, it makes me feel good. It makes me, if I'm going to shoot for 90 ticks, then I'm just going to give myself 45 ticks of what was the word called? Margin of error. There you go. Margin of error. 45 ticks. I know if it passes about 3, if I'm down about 3 ticks, 30 ticks, then I'm probably wrong and I'm just hoping for a bounce. But even if I lose 45 ticks on gold, depending on my sizing, I'm losing less than $500. You can't give the Nasdaq 45 points because 45 ticks would be equivalent to 45 points because every tick is $10. And or depending on if you're trading minis, and every tick on the micros is $1. So you give the Nasdaq 45 points, yeah, that's like what, $900 on one contract. $900 on one contract. Yeah, no. So Joy says that the proper size on a trade on a 50K account. If you're trading, so on mm, with gold, if I had a 50K account, I would only trade 2 to 3 micro contracts looking for 90 ticks. Now you can look for more, but 90 ticks on 3 contracts is $270. And if you consistently make that over 30 days, not only with a lot of these prop firms, so with the, what is it, like the 50Ks, you make $2,000 and you're over the threshold. So if you trade 25 days, making $270, you're up $6,700 after 25 days. That's well over the threshold. You take away the $2,000 on the threshold, you can take a $4,700 payout. But if you want to trade less, let's say like what, 15 days? If you trade 15 days, that's about 4,700. So, I mean, we always knew this, but I mean, these prop firms make it feel like we have to rush this process. We don't have to rush it. You don't have to rush it. And it took me a while to fully accept that, but now I'm coming to the latter end of I'm coming to the latter end to where now once I passed that threshold, the beautiful thing about accumulating profits over time is that once you get to like the 25, 30 days, you can just make $100 for 7 days or however the minimum time that these prop firms have. You can just literally make the minimum $100 and you can get the maximum payout. We're talking about compound interest in practice. This is how to do it. Because let's actually look at the calculator. Let's look so y'all guys can see it, because I've been doing the math and I was like, dude, it's crazy. So if I make, so right now, because I trade a 150K account. I trade 4, but I might actually have one to where I trade 5 micro contracts and I will lose $225 versus the 180. But for the ones that I'm trading for, I make $360. And if I do that for 25 days, I'll have $9,000 at 25 days and I can take a payout. And but if I do that for 30 days, I can take my $3,000 payout and I can literally just make the minimum because I'm over my threshold, and I can just make the minimum and still take the payout. But obviously, I'm not going to do that. But it just goes to show when you compound your wins over time, you'll do less work. And if you have a My Funded Futures account, it's the same thing. Because with these, well, I guess they have changed them. But if you have their quote unquote legacy account, we discovered that if you make $450 every week, you can take the $1,200 payout. You'll be left with the 1,000. So you'll have $1,000 of drawdown. That's 2250. And you make it again for the next week. You take out the 1,200. You have 20 plus 2250. That's the next week. And then it gets to the point to where all you have to do now is just make, the minimum every day, $100 a day, still take the payout, and you're not risking anything. And then after your 5th or 6th payout, you'll have $1,700 left in the account. They send you to a live, and you've taken out the maximum amount of money from the account just by starting out by only making $450. And I think you just have to do that for 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So was it 2250 for the first week? Take out the full payout. You'll have 1,000. And then you take out the payout. I think it's the second week, because if you do 500 minus 12 plus 500 minus 12, I think that's 4. I think it's like 5 or 6 payouts or something like that. Plus 500. And then as soon as you take that last payout, you'll be in a live account. I think it's 5 or 6. I think it's after 6 payouts. It's either 5 or 6 payouts. Forgot. I think it's 5 payouts. And then once you take that last payout, you'll be a live trader with My Funded Futures. And all you had to do was make $450 for 2 weeks. And yeah, so that's compound interest for you right there. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean it's like over the weekend, this is kind of what I do, because we're here to just to make money. We're not here to just buy prop accounts just to buy them. We're here to make money. We're here to change our lives. When you get that first payout, your mindset should be that, okay, I've just proven to myself that I put my goals to work and I was able to achieve my goals. I made it's like, dude, your first payout, you made your first dollar without clocking into somebody else's dream. That was a very powerful moment for me when I got my first payout, because it just showed me that regardless if I accepted it or not, that I am now a entrepreneur. I made my first dollar with my own efforts, and I can definitely do this if I allow myself to do it. Now, there was definitely a lot of demons that I ran into when this happened. Obviously, when you become or when you make that transition from waiting with your hand out, waiting for your wages, depending on how that is dispersed each month, to having to go out there, take risk, and hope that you can get a return, well, that awakens a lot of demons. And those demons are internal. And you have to fight them. You have to combat them, is probably a better word to say. You have to combat these demons and you have to win. You have to persevere and keep moving forward because if you give in to these demons, well, we all know what happens. And I know it's tough. It takes a certain mindset to fail and feel like you're not able to achieve anything and have a self-fulfilling prophecy. And that self-fulfilling prophecy, that word is so powerful. When I didn't fully understand it, when I heard that word, I kind of shut down. I was like, "Oh, you're talking all that mystic, mobo, jobo type of stuff," and it didn't resonate with me. I didn't fully understand what it meant, so I shut down. But obviously, along this hero journeys that I've taken, I see that that word self-fulfilling prophecy is just a pretty way of saying self-sabotage. If you do not believe that you deserve success, you will self-sabotage. And that word is called a self-fulfilling prophecy. You will fulfill your belief. You don't deserve to be rich off of trading, or a lot of people don't believe that you can even make money on prop firms, and that again, you'll sabotage yourself, even though you see evidence of people taking payouts, uh, quitting their 9 to 5 and focusing on trading, and being able to sustain their lifestyle through their trading. If you don't believe that you're capable of it, you'll just do stupid stuff. Like I've noticed myself doing like the most stupidest things, and then after I observed and reflected on these actions, I can only call them what they are. It was me trying to manifest my internal beliefs. And when I first started becoming successful, I mean, I didn't believe that I deserved it. I didn't. It wasn't a reality for me. It was, wow, this is too good to be true. I can't believe this. There is no way that I can become rich doing this. And I proved myself right. I proved it right. I would over leverage for no reason. I would buy the tops and keep DCAing, even though the market is telling me it wants to go down. I'm fighting the trend and trying to be right. And I blow the account and I'm like, oh man, the market's out to get me. No, I was out to get me. I was trying to prove myself right by proving that I can't make money in this market. But it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. And now that that's no longer a belief system of no, even though that's no longer a part of my belief system, there are times where I still, I mean, I see this old code getting executed. I guess trying to test me to see if I will do certain things. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't fall for it sometimes, as I do. But I think we found a winning formula. The results, I think they show it. So I think it's safe to say that we can move forward. We can get back to the payouts because I look back at my progress, and we was getting paid out every week since My first payout was February 2nd. And from February 2nd up until April 3rd, we was getting paid out every week. And after April 3rd, after I blew up my live accounts, that's when I went on this second journey. I needed to discover how I should keep my accounts long term because I blew up 3 live accounts, 3 of them, and I had them less than a week, and I had to go back to the drawing boards and say, how do I keep my accounts longer than a fucking week? Because I was just blowing the damn things. I got a couple of payouts before I blew them, but if I still had those accounts today, I mean, that could have been a steady source of income if I didn't blow them. So the next time when I earn the right to call myself a live trader, I'm gonna keep those accounts for as long as possible. I'm done with this hamster eval wheel. I'm not gonna buy any new evals. I'm just gonna maintain the ones that I got. I'm tired of giving Apex, my funded futures, Tradeify, any prop firms all my damn money, and they're not paying me. They need to be paying me. That's the whole point I'm buying. That's the whole reason why I'm buying these accounts. Not for me to pay them, but for them to pay me. And they're gonna get tired of paying me. They're gonna get tired of seeing my name oh dang, Sherm got another payout. We gotta pay him again. You damn right you gotta pay me again. Pay me. That's the whole point of this. To get paid. Yeah. Well, Alfred, my bad. Congratulations on that cave trader. 5 months. Yeah, I was talking to cave trader earlier, and I was like, dude, cave trader, you need a course, man. You need to pass the skill that you got. Man, cave trader told me he got ticked out to the his position got he got ticked out to the T. And then as soon as the market stopped him out, the market went in his direction, and he didn't give in to the trade devil, to the Nas Diddy. He didn't give in to her. Nas Diddy. He didn't give in to the tilt devil. He just said, you know what? It stopped me out. I'm okay with that. Like, Cave Trader is a really great loser. And I mean that with the utmost respect because he doesn't revenge trade. He just accepts his loss and he goes on to the next trade. A very powerful skill. Very powerful. He showed me his P&L calendar. He had more red days than green days, but the crazy thing is that the P&L at the end of the month, he was positive. He was positive. And honestly, K Trader, when you showed me that P&L calendar, I don't think I said this. Maybe I meant to, but I think I might have forgot. But that kind of solidified a lot of things for me too. Because that internal voice that says, "Oh, that doesn't work," and then I actually seen it, and then the one way how you beat someone that's passing out disinformation or misinformation, you just have to show up with facts. And Cave Trader showed me his P&L calendar, and it was like, dude, this dude at the end of the month he was positive. So there is no excuse, none, no excuse at all. But yeah, Alfred, honestly, that's kind of why I'm getting comfortable just copy trading. If I'm going to trade this small size, I'm just going to just copy trade across at least 2 or 3 accounts. That's what I'm doing on gold, and I'll say that once I get to my threshold, I'll be able to take a payout with all of those accounts and I'm not, and it'll be a big payout, and I'm not risking too much. Like, I think I'm kind of over trading heavy size when I can just trade one or two accounts and just copy trade. Like now I'm getting into the idea of copy trading. We all know the success that Smith had when he was copy trading over there at Apex. Shit, he had three accounts that, or not three, five accounts that he grew to over. He started with 50K and he grew those accounts to 100K. Like five accounts to 100K, 50,000 across five accounts. Took multiple payouts from Apex, took multiple payouts from Take Profit Trader, took multiple payouts from Top Step, and he copy traded every one. And the P&Ls that Top Step shows on Top Step Lives, like the big ones, uh, those are actually traders that are copy trading and their P&Ls are combined. So if they're copy trading five accounts and they've made 2,000 across all of those accounts on Top Step Live, those like, oh yeah, we got a trader that's up $10,000 right now. But they don't explicitly say that they're being copy traded. I think Patrick Whelan was the one that exposed that. I don't want to use the word expose, but he's the one that brought that to light. I think that's probably a better way of saying it. Because Top Step X, I mean Top Step TV does make it seem that there is a trader, and you would assume is in one account is up $10,000 or $20,000, and but they're just P&Ls from traders copy trading and stuff like that. So uh that's now my focus. Just copy trading accounts, trading three to four, no more than five micros, making about $500 across all accounts, and just gradually growing those accounts over time. And then once I get them to the payout, then we can just extract money from those accounts every payout cycle. And it's going to get to the point to where every time you buy an account from these firms, they're just going to be like, nope, you don't get to buy no more evals. We're going to send you straight to live. Or they're going to just block you like Apex. They're going to block you. Apex be blocking their good traders like, yeah, we don't want your kind around here. We don't want people to actually make money. We want the gamblers. Hmm. Yeah. After today's rate cut, dude, and then the promise of two more rate cuts, I think we're going to see a very green September. I think that I think the Bears are, I think they're done. I think they're done. If they couldn't hold this move down, if they couldn't hold this, and then like literally the market literally moved 312 points to the downside, and the Bulls, and it took them the entire session to do this. So from market open until 155, like literally the Bulls recovered 300 points in the last hour of the session. If I was a bear, this would break my heart. This would completely break my heart. This is probably the biggest move that the Bears have had in a long time. And the Bulls literally buys this thing up in the last hour, taking out the entire move that the Bears took all day to make. And then they're still like, dude, this thing is squeezing higher. This thing is super squeezing. Yo, you got Bears. I'm not even going to joke about that. Shit. Bears are like, fine. These Bears are freaking starving, man. They're freaking. Them Cubs are long dead. They had to eat their Cubs just to sustain themselves because, them Cubs, Bears can't eat for nothing, man. All the Bears are in mental hospitals right now. Like, I could short the pop. It's FOMC, inflation, recession. It's supposed to be down to zero. They're in the mental hospital right now. Why are the Bulls keep buying? Why does the market keep making all-time highs? Powell, inflation. The Bears are going crazy right now, man. Yeah, honestly, Alfred, I mean, shit, she got 400 more points. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. 25K tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what, Alfred? As crazy as that sound, I'm pretty sure there's people that's done that. I mean, shorting is addictive. I mean, what people don't short just to short. I mean, people short to because it's an addiction. It soothes the addiction. It feeds the addiction. Shorting is an addiction. It's you don't short just to short. You want to see all that red, baby. You want that adrenaline rush. When the market shorts, it feels way different than when the market goes up. When the market is rallying, I mean, it's a good feeling. But when the market is dumping and when you're a part of that flash dump, and you're just seeing all the selling and the panic and the chaos, all that toxicness is addictive. It's exhilarating. I mean, it kind of goes to show that the human experience, we love drama, we love chaos, we love toxicity more than we love positivity and all that other stuff. Like nobody got time for that. We want to see the world burn. And when the market is red like this, I mean it triggers those excitements that the human experience craves. And when the market when we don't get that, it's like, well, shit. That's why you'll see more bear forums than bull forums. I mean, shit, all of Wall Street bets is basically bearish. They're always talking about shorting something. It's like, okay, so when do we short? Think with Bookmap, when do we short? All the communities, when do we short? When do we short? I mean, you can short all you want, but it ain't gonna last. You know that. It's not gonna last. Actually, I think Smith is actually in this long right now. Actually. Uh, so Smith just sent me a screenshot. Yo, Smith, like, man, shits. Smith is the Nasdaq trader. Like Smith can really trade Nasdaq. How often does Smith double his money every time he gets on this Nasdaq chart? So Smith restarted his live account and
connection lost.
He added $500 back into the account, and he's already up $1,000. He's already up $1,000 after. Hold on. Congratulations, bro. 550? Yeah. Yep. He said he just closed his position. So I think this little pop right here, he probably got his target filled with this pop. And he just doubled his money. Doubled his money. And he was doing that micros. So shit. You got to give him his props on that. I'm prim. Actually, maybe he did probably throw a mini in there. Who knows? But at the end of the day, he doubled his account. So shit, honestly, man. I guess the only time I'm really looking for like a short move on the Nasdaq is if I'm trading heavy. I have no desire to scalp Nasdaq when, or at least with my current like the current strategy that I'm trading, I don't have any desire to scalp it, but the Nasdaq is definitely a scalper's paradise. Once if you can get on the right side of momentum and the right side of the volume, you can make a lot of money very fast. Shit, Alfred has definitely shown that. I think Alfred is on his what 30th payout with the Nasdaq. Hmm. I'm not gonna do the. I was thinking about it if I was actually gonna do the orb today, but I'm not gonna do it today. I didn't even trade today, so I'm not. Well, I mean, should I do it? Uh, well, I guess why not? I guess why not? Let's get this over with because this might be. Let's get this over with. I'm pretty sure the volume actually. Well, yeah, never mind. I won't be able to see yesterday's volume. I won't be able to see yesterday's volume. So 901 between 923. So 901 to 923. I mean, if you took the, well, I guess it really depends on how much points you gave. So if I got in at the or break, but I think I would have waited for the pullback because mm, I definitely would have shorted this. I would have shorted this because the Nasdaq was making lower highs and it was making lower lows. So I wouldn't have looked for a long in this position because of that. So I would have had to look for the short. It would have worked. I would have gotten all my targets hit, I believe. 374. The orb low is at 364. Yeah, I would have got my targets hit. I think I probably would have one runner left that would have gotten stopped out, but I would have gotten the bulk of the position filled for sure. Just for it to come back and do this craziness. But still, the one thing about, all market instruments is even though we had this big pop up, we did take out this high, but we still didn't take out this one, still making this a lower high. So that was still a lower high. Let's actually look at that real quick. Because if you use this, I wouldn't have trusted this breakout because this is the trend line right here. So this is the trend. They broke out of it and then they broke right back down. And then they tried to hold above that trend line and then they failed. And then they turned around and used it as resistance. And then you can see them breaking out of that, breaking away from that trend line. So yeah, I definitely would have shorted today for sure. I definitely would have shorted. But I would have hated every second of it because I'm pretty sure this probably took forever to grind down. Yeah, this thing took it's from, if I had an entry at 9:24, yeah, this is about two hours before all my targets. So I would have been sitting in this trade for 2 hours and like, oh my God, this thing can bounce at any moment. There's so. All right. The orb low was at 462. This low right here was at 374. So that was about 88. So if I had the perfect entry, it would have missed my last target. Yeah. It would have missed my last target, I think is like a 90 point. So it would have missed me by 2 points. Rated 88 points to the downside before pulling and closing within the opening range. All right, so this is the big move right here. So 462. And then the low of the day was 241. So this move right here traded 221 points to the downside. And then if you really think about it, uh, this move right here is actually a continuation from the orb, or actually, this is actually an orb breakout to the high. So the market actually broke the high, and this is what we're seeing. So tomorrow, if we see a pullback to this range high right here, I wouldn't trust it to buy because the Nasdaq is already breaking out from this range high, and then it's also breaking out from Tuesday's range high. So it's orb session right now. It's breaking out of this high, trading through this orb high, and we're seeing price trade through this orb high now too. So I don't know if the market is going to get to 25K and then we're going to see a big dump. I don't think so. I don't even think, I mean, with all these green candles, I don't know if the market even pulls back after this. I mean, this is a lot of green candles, and this is a 600,000 tick chart. So each candle represents 600,000 transactions. And we can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 green candles. We have these 3, and then it gets bought right back up. This is bullish. I mean, this is like you can't get any bullish than this. You have the follow-up candle opening close to the high of the previous candle and then taking it out. Yeah. Uh, Especially if you take out all the current all-time high right here, which I mean, we're probably going to do that. I really would doubt that we don't, but we keep making all-time highs. 25K is like literally right there. Is literally right there. So shit, we're almost there. So I wasn't here, so you don't know what the volume was, but we can capture the rest of this data though. We can document the rest of this data, and then we'll be done for the night. All right. So the initial sweep happened at around 9:01. Low. Initial break. 9:23. Hello. Successful break of structure. Actually, okay. I would say that I think that was a clean break and retest. Actually, yeah, no, actually it was a yeah, I mean it was a break and retest, but it was very small. It was a very small break and retest, but we can call that a clean break and retest because I mean it broke out and then it used it to reject. So yeah, we can call that a clean break and retest. Initial reaction, it was a clean break and retest. Result, so it was a 88-point move to the downside. And the full move was a 221-point move to the downside. And that was the move that everybody wanted to be in. I mean, this first breakdown, 88 points, I mean, that's nothing to laugh at. I think 88 points is probably someone's day, you know? But obviously, being 221 points to the downside, being a part of that, I think that's what everybody wanted. We'll see what gold does tomorrow because it looks like gold wants to roll over. I think tomorrow we'll probably see gold roll over. I mean, gold is making higher lows and higher highs, at least for right now. But I think we see gold roll over tomorrow. It's looking like gold has been trending down. I mean, gold has been bullish, but you can see that overall gold is making lower lows. And I mean, it was making lower highs, but this high took out both of these highs, but then it came back down and took out the low. So It seems like all the market did was swipe the liquidity above the current all-time highs on gold, and now it looks like the market is now making its way to the downside. So if you're trading gold, I think the bulls' days are numbered. I think we will see the shift in trading to the short side with gold versus taking the longs. Me personally, I prefer to short gold, but when gold is being super bullish, I don't even want to touch shorts. But the one thing that I do notice right now on gold is that this area where price broke out, and now it pulled back into this area, and now we're seeing buyers. Mhm. If the bulls don't hold this pullback, if we get price to break below this range, and the bears turn around and use it as resistance, that will definitely confirm my bearish bias. But we have to give the bulls the benefit of the doubt because they are breaking back, or they are pulling back to a previous area where price broke structure to the upside. So we'll see what happens. Mm. I mean, shit, the market always presents these opportunities. It's just that you don't take them. You just don't take them for whatever reason. Because I guess I still would have missed this one. And I can't be mad because it would have missed me by 3 ticks here. But mm, okay, okay. Well, I guess that's it for me tonight, guys. We're definitely out of time for this session. I appreciate everyone that's joined. We will definitely come back tomorrow morning, and we will definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.